Good morning. It is Good Friday, and we're a week away from Easter Sunday. And it is another week of Monday, Wednesday, and Friday live with Tony's. And as I had a chance to sit at the pool yesterday and watch a few people swimming, though the water's still a little bit chilly for me, read a couple of articles that just continue to reflect on the online course that we put together on the 6 key factors for long-term cognitive fitness. And it just, the research just keeps coming, it keeps coming. And so I thought I'd just recap the two of them that I was reading sitting at the pool yesterday. One comes out of the March issue of New Scientist magazine, and it says, how do you have to, what do you have to do to have a good day? According to the research that they were doing. And I just found this to be fascinating because it was talking about social interactions and how much social interaction does one need to have a feel-good feeling of being alive and being interactive and being, that there's a purpose, and how does it keep us going and motivate us to keep wanting to go on. And I found it interesting in terms of the study that they did, which was done actually in Canada, in the British Columbia of Canada, and they wanted to distinguish what helps people have what they feel is a good day versus they're just having a day. And they were able to analyze over a 10-year period of time thousands of people and the various activities that they engaged in that gave them this feeling and this attitude that they just had a good day. And they corresponded with participants on a daily basis, and they were able to research and capture it. And here's what they discovered, which I thought was fascinating. General socializing for more than 30 minutes was one of the most important activities for people to feel that they had a good day. So let me read that again. General socializing for more than 30 minutes was one of the most important activities that people did over and over again that made them feel that they had a good day. So what have we talked about? What does the science reveal? Now, this is a study that was done over a 10-year period of time, but what does the study reveal to us again that we've been seeing more and more of in the year 2025? Social interaction, and especially through the years of COVID, social interaction is a vital ingredient for our long-term mental fitness. It's a long-term benefit to us for life expectancy, and that when we went through the COVID years with isolation and loneliness increasing, and we saw it with teenage suicides and kids feeling that they weren't part of their playground groups and things anymore, we found that over and over again, social isolation or social loneliness, if we want to call it that, we didn't feel that we were connected. It was really imperative to us. And so here we discovered 30 minutes is one of the most important activities, and it had additional benefits up to about 2 hours. But more than 2 hours on a social interaction did not continue to yield major benefits, except if you were with friends and you were with people that you just enjoyed spending your day with. No more than 15 minutes are associated with having a good day, but because many have emotional benefits during the COVID period of time, so it linked to COVID time, but spending time with friends had a boundless positive effect. So it was great to be socially interactive for a couple hours, and then the benefits kind of waned. But if you were with friends and family, then my goodness, you could just keep on going. And you would have a great day, and these things made you feel really terrific. So that's the reinforcement of social interaction. So I encourage people to just sit on a bench, sit on a porch, look out a window, just feel like you're involved. I sit at the pool. I don't always have to jump into the pool, but it's amazing, just watching the kids play, or watching the parents watch the kids play, or watching people get in the lines, do their swimming and doing their laps and things. It's just being out there in the sun and watching the blue water and the reflection of the blue base in the pool. Just a whole lot of joy. I just get such a level just getting out and being out in the day. And I do sit in the shade, so I am not looking to get a suntan or a sunburn. So I am in the shade during those times that I sit out at the pool. The second article I read, it comes out of Science Focus. This is my favorite magazine. God, this thing is just loaded with good stuff. And this is coming out of the January issue of New Science, Science Focus, put out by the BBC. And they just do a superb job of putting a diversity of articles in here that I just enjoy reading. And I could sit there and read this magazine over and over again. Well, here's the question. How much exercise do you really need to do? Is it 10,000 steps a day, or is it 3 30-minute workouts? What's the least amount of sweat you need to work up to stay healthy? And what was interesting is they were looking at how many people are doing the 3 workouts a week of 30 minutes. And therefore, is there some alternative that you can find for people who are inactive that can give them at least an amount of exercise and work that could yield some benefit for them? And what they found in this study using trackers, so now one of the benefits they have is, right, we have tracker watches now. We now have Fitbits, and we can track what we're doing and what the activities are that we are doing during the day and what's going on with our heart rates and blood pressure and things of that sort. And what they were showing is that middle-aged and older people who can do 1 to 2 minute workouts of some sort were around 40% less likely to die within 7 years compared to those that were just passive. Now, what's a 1 to 2 minute workout? Well, you want to raise your resting heart rate. So what are things that you can do during the day? Maybe you want to go walk up and down. They suggested, here you go. You know what? Go up and down the flight of steps several times. That'll get you going. That'll certainly raise your heart rate. So find a stairwell somewhere. You're in a building and you have a stairwell versus an elevator of 2 flights. Walk up and down the stairwell. Don't take the elevator route. What else can you do? Maybe there's some gardening that you want to work, and it's going to cause you to exert yourself a bit. Maybe you want to do some planting, and you're going to dig a hole, and you're going to put some bushes and flowers into a bed of flowers. And so what they're suggesting is that there are these 1 to 2 minute spurts of physical activity will give you a benefit that at least keep you alive. What were they saying here? It'll keep you alive for 7 years? My goodness, within a 7-year period of time? Well, that's not so bad. Something is better than nothing, is what they concluded. This is the World Health Organization, recommends at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity or 75 minutes of vigorous intensity exercise per week. But that's, a lot of people are just not doing that. And so what they're suggesting is 3 of these 2 minute spurts during the course of your day can at least give you a 80% benefit that helps you to extend your life expectancy. Now, the question I always ask people is, do you want to extend your life expectancy? So first thing you got to do is say, gee, I want to live a bit longer. I've got either grandkids or family or people who care about me. Now we're back to the social interaction piece. And so if you've got a social interaction that's keeping you feeling you've got purpose, you've got a life, you're making a difference. You know, people look forward to talking with you. People look forward to walking their dogs past you and saying good morning or good afternoon or good evening. But there's a purpose that you have, and now you want this purpose to say, well, let me get those extra 7 years, and let me do something for it. And so what the study here has done is found that if you can get 3 bursts of activity during the course of the day, then you know what? Find 3 2-minute intervals where you can at least exert yourself, and maybe you're doing it with your work. Maybe you're doing some gardening and you're raking grass, or you're doing some planting, or maybe you found some steps to go up. Maybe you're carrying a couple of bags of groceries in your arms and you're walking out to a parking lot. But we have fitness trackers now that are at least helping us to find that there are things that we can do that can keep us going. And in our online course, the 6 key factors of long-term mental fitness and life expectancy, we talk about the importance of social interaction. We talk about the importance of physical exercise, but that's in 3 pieces. One is in the aerobic, The second is in the anaerobic, and the third is in the flexibility. So any activity that you can do within the course of your day that stretches those muscles, it raises a bit of your breathing patterns, that causes you to use your arms, maybe a pack of groceries, are all things that you can do to help improve your cognitive fitness as well as your long-term life expectancy. And that is my life with Tony. It's another Monday, Wednesday, Friday, a week that has just flown by. And hopefully you're planning to have a good weekend here in the Windermere, Florida, Orlando area. We're looking at mid-70s this weekend, so we're looking at a pleasant weekend. And of course, people are here visiting from all over. They're doing the Disney, the Universal, Epic Universe is coming due. They're letting season pass holders now go in and see the previews of Epic Universe, the big new deal here at Universal Studios. And hopefully there's something in your area. Maybe it's a picnic. Maybe it's still a little bit chilly, and maybe you can get out and take a walk, maybe put a light sweater on. And, we'll see you on Monday.